A decade ago, a new town was conceived to create a new way of life in northeast England. 6 miles south of Newcastle, 6 miles inland from Sunderland, lies the most modern town in Britain, with a way all its own.
Have done their best with regard to human comfort and the future. It is now up to people to help turn this concept into a living reality, which will not only bear comparison with anything like it in the world, but go further and prove that new towns can have as good a community spirit and identity as any other old town that has grown over the years.
Her Royal Highness Princess Anne officially opens the Galleries, one of the most advanced shopping centres ever planned in Britain. Opening the Galleries marks the end of the first phase of the new town centre, a centre that will grow in future stages as the town grows. Life in the new town, loyalty to a sense of place, is based on the village. Eventually, there'll be 18 of them, each with its own identity. A resident of Washington enjoys all that is best in village life, within the framework and with all the amenities of a large town. It wasn't always like this. Once it was a coal mining community. A link with the past is about to be broken as the last shift comes off at the old town's last pit. The sons of these miners will not go into a Washington pit as they did in their father's day. Washington as a mining town no longer exists, except in memory. One man who does remember it is Billy Taylor. The street where he was born is now only a ghost of itself. There were 3 collieries in Washington then. Now there are none.
If you didn't take pit work, there was nothing else in this district. There was the chemical works, but your father or your brother or your uncle or somebody had to work there, or else you didn't get a job there. There was just the 3 collieries, you know. There was with Washington and the Glebe, and there was with brickworks. Well, when I first started work at the colliery, when I was 15 and a half, conditions were really bad.
Today, Billy Taylor lives in one of the Washington villages, Black Fell. The break with an old way of life is final and complete. Gone are the scars of poverty. In their place, the fabric for a richer and fuller existence.
Thanks, love.
For Billy Taylor, never again will he crouch 7 hours at a coalface in a cramped space half a mile underground. The long saga of the deep mines is over. 10 years ago, Billy was among the 67% of the working population that was then employed in coal mining.
When I was made redundant in '68, I was 9/10 of my wages, you know, for 3 years, but I had that about 11 months and I got cheesed off, so I went down, got a job at the factory, Tube Products. And I've been down there 5 years, and it's a marvellous job. I really like it.
Still?
The habits of a lifetime are not easily discarded. In Billy's case, he still works shifts and he still carries a flask and sandwiches. As a miner, Billy used to live in his own little world. Now, at work, he can look up and see the sunshine. Washington has generated the most successful industrial development to take place in Britain during the last decade. It no longer depends on one source of industry. First-class communications have changed all that, and no fewer than 8 industrial estates, each one packed with an astonishing variety of jobs. In fact, in 7 years, 8,000 new jobs have been created in manufacturing and service industry. The conversion and printing of polythene film is just one operation among hundreds of others. Picked at random, there's the production of gramophone records. One company's operation out of nearly 200 since 1966. There's the manufacture, assembly and distribution of centrifugal pumps, motors and accessories. Light industry, such as the manufacture of television components, has replaced the previous dominance of heavy industry. Many of the operations stem from overseas, like the manufacture of industrial weighing machinery of Dutch origin and design. A nucleus of the original staff was actually trained in Holland.
In the beginning we employed about 10 people, office and shop floor all together. And now we have grown to about 60 staff. The date. This is here, isn't it? The time.
The company has grown in step with the new town. Franz von Schaik is technical director. He came over from Holland 5 years ago and moved into one of Washington's first villages. Now he lives with his wife and family on the John F. Kennedy estate in Washington Village. Every month, more than 100 modern, attractive houses are completed in the new town. How has Mrs. van Schaik adjusted to life in a new English town?
When we came over here, we were pioneering. We had to set up everything. We had to go and shop around for office furniture, plant and machinery. And through that, she got to know quite a lot of people. I made a lot of friends.
One reason for choosing the new town as a base is due to the benefits of good rail and road communications. Mrs. Van Schaik combines a job at her husband's factory with being a housewife and doing the family shopping.
It isn't necessary anymore to go either to Newcastle or Sunderland, because all the shopping can be done in Washington itself.
Footpaths and roads converge on the town centre, where a motorist can choose one of 3,000 free spaces in which to park. Since the new town began, nearly 70 shops have been built in Washington. That's about 250,000 square feet of shopping space. The Galleries is designed to serve the needs of the present population. As the town grows, more shopping facilities will be provided. For the Van Schaiks and their children, living in Washington is not a new venture anymore. Adjusting to a new way of life, British instead of Dutch, has been achieved. Despite the fact that their children didn't speak English when they arrived in the country, within a year they were top of their class in English subjects. Paul Butler is a teacher. He lives in another of the Washington villages, Albany. Before he became a teacher, he worked in industry. Usworth Comprehensive is his first school.
You see, a lot of comprehensive schools are simply other schools with a few rooms added on and attempts to make comprehensives. This was actually built as a comprehensive school. Well, it's built with facilities that can cope with the sizes involved. For example, the PE area has a very large sports hall, a gymnasium and a swimming pool.
Paul sees a change in social attitudes as a result of the greater diversity of industry within the new town. For one thing, young people have a choice of career where there was none before. Traditional industries replaced by newer ones are making different demands on the educational system.
Well, I teach at the moment from 11 to 16-year-olds, and the size of classes varies depending on actually the size of groups. When you get to more specialised subjects for the O-level GCE, then the classes quite often drop in number to possibly 15, 16. And rotation, which is the important thing. So the next step now is to get a bit more control on this. There's no reason why we should have used magnetic.
Since he took up his first teaching post, Paul Butler has developed his own educational ideas.
A conductor inside a magnetic field.
He readily admits there can be new problems in education produced by new towns, but he sees the social experiment working.
Julian, my son, obviously now is at nursery school, mixing with everybody from within our village. And the village consists obviously of people from totally different levels in society.
Paul's wife, Dorothy, is active in the village community. Every village, and Albany is no exception, has a village meeting hall. Today it's the focus for the village preschool play group. Tomorrow it might be a dance or drama night or a bazaar.
That's yours, is it? That's lovely, dear. Who wanted paper? You wanted some? There you are, Angela.
Each village centre is located at the focal point of the footpath network. The same footpath system allows the pedestrian equally free and safe movement throughout the entire new town. Dorothy Butler has served Albany's Village Association in various ways, as a committee member, fundraiser, helping the youth club, and organising functions for the old people of the village. Life in the new town of Washington is a blend of the best of the old with the new. Already it's providing a better heritage for future generations in housing, in landscaping, and in social amenities for leisure. The Washington Way is an exciting way in which to live.